Baller Method. Good to see you again. It feels good to be back. I wanted to apologize for the long pause in video content, the pause with the podcast. There was a lot of scheduled things that just didn't line up with the other podcasts, and they got other things going on, and we just decided that it's probably best to just pause things off for now. And I'm probably gonna have to start doing things by myself. Scary thing to do. Not really that comfortable behind the camera yet, but I think I just got to get over that anxiety, and I think this way would be much better than me just throwing a group together that I don't have the chemistry with yet. So for now, I'm gonna be doing the show by myself, be coming up with content by myself, probably doing some video breakdowns of games, still do my weekly power rankings, player of the week, stuff like that, and I'll still get some good content in for y'all. I do want to thank Illy, Allen, and Finchy for all the help that they did getting the podcast started. I really couldn't have got this far without them, so just to really appreciate them for getting me started. So just please bear with me for these first few weeks. I'm gonna be trying to get the video structure down. What I want to do? Do I want to release 2 videos a week? Do I want to do 1 a week? Which day I want to do it? Stuff like that. So just bear with me these first couple of weeks, and I'm gonna get this done right for y'all. Anyways, I would really appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and share this episode. I'd also appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, and if you really want to get in contact with me, I'm most available on Instagram. All that is on at TheBallerMethod. And yeah, let's get this going. I hope you enjoy the episode.
We're gonna start off with some somber news. We got Illy and Allen that are leaving the show for their own separate reasons. I want to thank them for coming on to the show, being such good contributions to it. Wouldn't have got this far without y'all, so I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all coming on to the show and doing what y'all did. Illy, you have any words for the podcast?
Nah, bro. I mean, I was happy to start it off, but I'll be in and out. I'm just starting a new job. I finished nursing school, so I graduated. I'll be working night shift, so that's kind of why the reason I'm leaving. But I'm gonna be in and out, so it won't be the end of me. But just for the foreseeable future, I'll kind of be on the bench for a little bit.
So you're saying when we get famous, you'll be back, right?
I'll be right back.
We need him on the little Thanksgiving appearance a little bit, so he gonna be there.
Y'all, when Russ crazy, when Russ drops like a 40-ball triple double, then I'm gonna come back.
Hey, little Skip Bayless intro. Okay. So Allen couldn't be here tonight, so we won't be able to get his input, but I want to say thank you to him as well. He was a very good contribution.
Kidnap y'all, bro. We gonna keep it a buck, bro. And like we looking for Allen right now, and we don't know where he at and all this stuff.
Melvin, can you introduce yourself?
Mel, brother. Him and Mel look alike.
Hey, what's up, y'all, man? I'm Mel. I've been a sports fan since I can remember. Probably the first thing I ever fell in love with in life was sports. You know what I'm saying? My first memories was sports. I watch all sports, so it's just a blessing to be able to be on a podcast with people who love sports just as much as I do, and I get to actually pick the brains of people who want to have some good conversations.
Nice. Glad to have you, bro. All right, Illy, can you get started off?
Yeah, you're welcome, Melvin, bro. I'll be in and out. So it's cool to chop it up with you, man.
Oh, awesome, man. I can't wait to chop it up with you too, bro. It's going to be awesome.
Let's do it. Let's hop right into it then. NBA started, brand new season. I think we're 3 or 4 games in, depending on the teams, but let's just start it off right away. Who are we impressed by the most? I'll start with Finchy.
I'm gonna go ahead and like Khalid was right for real, and this is off the rip that the Clippers are who I'm the most impressed with. I got to see a John Wall that I haven't got to see since he was not as injury prone on the Wizards. He's like pretty much backing up his word for what he was saying off the offseason. He's glad that the Clippers are actually giving him a chance to do everything, and he feel like this is gonna be a good comeback year for him. Man, he just looked like regular John Wall out there again, man, spacing the floor and like imposing his way into the territory, man. It makes me wish that we actually would have made that switch for the Houston Rockets with Westbrook for the Lakers, honestly. But I am going to go ahead and say the Clippers are probably my most impressed so far. And we'll leave it at that until we get to further on.
The Clippers worried me a little bit. I will say that John Wall did look great, come off the bench, him going off against backup point guards. I do think that that's going to be a really nice addition for them. But I didn't think they'd be low managing Kawhi this early into the season.
Right?
I
Yeah.
feel it's been over a year.
Okay, no, you ain't expect that though, bro. That's always cool. They do that kind of Kawhi.
I understand.
Man.
I understand
I
it's
don't
been
know.
his like MO, but like it's been
Man.
over a year plus. Like he got injured in the 2021 playoffs, so he had that offseason, a full season, and then this offseason to get healthy. Why is he not ready to go? You know, they brought him off the bench. They were doing some weird minutes with him. I feel like he couldn't get a rhythm. He still looked really rusty, which is to be expected. But then they're also they didn't let John Wall play yesterday against the Kings. So this is like what's going on?
I didn't know what was up with that. He definitely should have played against the Kings for real, because I do want to see him get to start a rotation, because that's why I feel like he could build back up to 20 off the bench, even if it's against the backups. That's good for John Wall because of how long he's been out with the ACL tear, and everybody know that everything that went into his losing of his grandparents and his mom or whatever, and then just his whole depressive cycle through everything. So that I don't know, it's actually see him good, actually looking good out there. I feel like he's ready to play basketball again.
Yeah, it takes a lot to come back from something like that too. It takes a whole lot.
And over 5 years, like definitely over 5 years plus, and then you know what I'm saying? Everybody talks, you know what I'm saying? Then when they get to see little glimpses of you, then everybody's still doubting you through your struggle. So it take a lot to get out there and try to feel the same way about basketball all again. I mean, all the way all around again.
Yeah, fully healthy. They look really formidable. I'm not really thrilled that they're low managing this early and to this extent. So I don't know, but I might have had them too low. Too high at number 2.
If it's not costing them games and PG gonna go out there and put a 40 like he just did, then 40. I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna worry about it.
He was.
All right.
Well, who are you most impressed with, Melvin?
Honestly, so far the most I'm impressed with is probably the Clippers right now. I'm most impressed with the Clippers right now. They kind of just came in really strong. Like played a very tough first game. They had a very tough first game, and they kind of just like I wasn't really expecting them to win that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was expecting them to kind of get dominated a little bit, but they fought like dogs for that first game, and then for them to win the second game against the Kings, I was like, okay, that was a good game too. Kind of expected them to do a little bit more of that game, but overall, I'm most impressed with the Clippers right now.
Okay.
Well,
how about you?
I guess the Celtics. I said the Celtics are my favorite team that I'm most impressed with right now. I think they're one of the most dominant offenses in the league right now. They're like the number one in offensive efficiency right now. The only thing that worries me about them is their defense isn't as tight as I would like it to be, and they're not as physical.
I think they don't got Robert Williams right now, right?
Yeah, they don't have him right now. But I mean,
and
still,
the only reason I think I was the most impressed with Sal. Go ahead, actually.
No, you good. They're not really doing well defending the 3-point line. I think people are shooting 38% on them right now, so they're not defending the perimeter, and they're not really doing well with the paint. So I don't know if that's everything to do with Robert Williams. So I'm hoping that when he gets back, things can get back to normal. But I'm also not a fan of Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench. I feel like you got him there to facilitate.
He should have been a starter role. I thought that was the reason they got him out there for real.
Yeah, they're not top 15. I don't think they're top 15 in assists right now either. I think they're like towards the bottom half.
6-man type player than Malcolm Brogdon is.
If they're doing it to save him for the playoffs, then I understand that. But I feel like I don't like Marcus Smart playmaking and making decisions for the team.
And his decision making has cost them big games for real, because when he get heated, he get like the Kobe mindset for real.
Exactly.
And that's you can't do that when you can't be the team leader where you get over your head and you get selfish for sure.
And I mean, imagine like I think Malcolm Brogdon is a cool defender. So you have a backcourt of Malcolm Brogdon and Smart that are defending the opposing perimeter people. So you have them two, and then you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown going crazy too. I feel like that's a good starting unit. So
yeah, they came out and did exactly what I expected them to do, regardless of seeing those little flaws in their stuff. They came out looking like, you know what I'm saying, championship Celtics still. You got Brown and JT putting up 35 on opening night. They just put an NBA record for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the boys ain't declining. They constantly play like they the both top 2 all-stars on the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even out the open out the gate, just right after that big finals loss and JT had to take all that scrutiny and talk, he still came back out like it ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he ready to brush that off and get right back to work.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely like how they've been going on. I would have picked the Bucks, but I don't know if their offense
Like,
is as good without Chris Middleton. I'm gonna see how they look
yeah.
with Chris Middleton. Just put them number one for right now.
I feel you. I was debating between the Celtics. I mean, JT looked like an early MVP candidate to me. He's just very consistent. He's getting rebounds, defending at a high level. I mean, they could definitely go back to the championship. I don't know how much Ime Udoka is going to affect, their playoff run and just the wear and tear of a season, But to me, the most impressive so far is the Pelicans. I mean,
that's a good pick.
That's a good pick too. I don't know why I overthought them for sure.
I did
just
too.
a ball fan, the bandwagon right now. Go ahead.
They slid down to Charlotte, whipped them boys too. And I think they played. Did they play last night? Can't remember.
They played the Nets. Didn't they beat the Nets?
Yeah,
They beat the Nets first. I think they only played 2 games. So far.
They beat the Nets. That was big though. Ben Simmons debut. Debut. That's big.
But Zion dude, if Zion stays healthy, I think they might be able to go to the Western Conference Finals, if not the finals.
Western Conference Finals. That's big.
See, now look, coming from somebody, because I'm from New Orleans, so I love New Orleans sports, but I feel like we've been saying that about Zion Williamson for a long time. If he stays healthy.
Yeah, you're right. And that's been a big, and this is we've always had to talk about this early on in the season before he's even 10 games into the NBA season, whether our prediction. So it's really, it does seem like trying to take a big chunk out of Apple. We haven't even seen Zion through a straight 20 games, what he can do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just no answer for him. Like
it's really not.
But even without that, they're easy. Like you said, they're not first round exits this year, regardless. Like without that, because they look so strong. Just the addition of CJ Cullum is giving them that big edge, dude. Like Zion is just like the extra powerhouse to say that they are Western Conference Final contenders if you keep on at Zion and he'll with health for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Pelicans look me. But to the opposite end, who are we least impressed with? I'll start off with Mel.
The Lakers. I'm gonna just come out the gate and say it. Just not. I don't even want to sound like that guy. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I'm just all of this talk, all these acquisitions that they've done, and I'm just not seeing anything on the court that's worth all of this stuff that's been going on through the off season. You're going to get the same amount of workload out of LeBron. We know that, consistent every season. You know what I'm saying? But all these, I don't really know what Westbrook is doing right now. I'm not really trying to invest too much in the Westbrook bandwagon right now. So I'm really just very disappointed in LA because I felt like they were supposed to come out of the gate, get the dub, first game of the season, you know what I'm saying? Revenge tour, but I'm just not seeing that animosity from LA right now.
Yo, Illy, can you do a score check on Lakers Trailblazers real quick while Finchy goes?
Yeah, I got you.
See how that go.
But so I'm definitely gonna be like, I do let's say I am the least impressed with, of course, the Lakers, because the main reason I'm not impressed is because we know since the whole entire offseason that we've been needing to grab some shooters. They've been too focused on trying to get this Russ deal happen. The reason we were so hyped up is because we thought the Kyrie and the Russ trade was going to be happening because that's all they were focusing on. They was putting everything they can into that. Now we sitting out there with Toscano Anderson with just a backup for the Warriors last year. We got Lonnie Walker out there who looking good on gym videos, but can't make a shot to save his life in the game. Literally taking more shots than Brian out there. Like, what is going on? Like, you had
he needs to calm it down. I was watching a little bit of the game before
21.
Before we got on the podcast, I was watching Lakers Trailblazers. He was taking pull-up threes like he's Steph or something. I'm like, bro, calm it down.
The only one, dude. They got, and it's so crazy because Skip Bayless has made a big deal to emphasize on this. Patrick Beverley is the best career shooter that the Lakers have. That is the worst thing you should be able to say. 38% is the overall percent for a career for Patrick Beverley, and that's the best on the Lakers' entire roster right now. That's not going to get anywhere to the playoffs. Like, dude, we can't have that. And then you got people just jacking up shots. So you got Pat Bev out there jacking up shots like he Curry, because he got the best percentage over there. But you can't really tell him because like he's the only person that can shoot a three on the team for real. So that is really crazy right now.
Yeah, the current score is 80-74 LA Lakers in the end of the third quarter here. So
Lakers are winning.
And what's the point right now? Who's leading?
AD got 20, LeBron 17, Russ got 10, Lonnie got they're doing decent. Russ has 0 turnovers, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Anthony Davis got 10 rebounds, 50% shoot, looking real nice right now. Dame's kind of going off, getting no help, but yeah, they're looking pretty.
The reason
Dude,
why
I just actually looked it up. Pat Bev is shooting 17% so far.
This
Yeah,
year.
so far. I mean, when I say percent, I mean that's career shooting, like overall as a player.
No, I'm talking about, but just this season in 2 games, 17%, bro.
17% for the line. He's jacking up threes like it's crazy, bro. Like I'm telling you, they don't have no structure still, dude. Like they did all this Darvingham and whatever, but they still don't have no structure. Like, what is Russ coming off the bench for if he's not the team that's on the floor is not doing anything to start with? He just coming off the bench to do what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Come give you out a little hope.
I don't have them as the most disappointing team because for one, I'll say the negatives first. The negatives. Why is a team full of non-shooters shooting the 3-point 40 times? Like, who thinks that's a good idea? Like if
nobody.
And then Candace Parker was I think she was commentating for the Clippers game, and she kept saying, "Oh, that's a good shot. You have to take that shot." That's the stupidest thing that I could that it kept pissing me off so much. If I'm on a diet, let's say I go on a diet, right? And my favorite food is Popeye's chicken, and they tell me you can get as much chicken from Popeyes as you want for $2. Does that mean I should get the Popeyes chicken, or should I stay on the diet? Like that don't make any sense. If you are a bad 3-point shooting team, they're purposely giving you those open shots. Do not
literally, dude. They watch you like, man, it is so crazy, bro. They hesitant out there when taking these shots and stuff too. Like they can't even, ain't no confidence out there, bro. It's so crazy.
I have the 76ers being the least impressive, the 0-3 right now, and for some reason, James Harden thinks that he needs to be the Rockets James Harden, but he still can't get past anybody. His step back isn't really as great as it used to be.
But he hitting them shots though. But the thing I want to say is, only reason I didn't put them as my mostly suppressive because this is the Harden that we need to see something out of since Brooklyn. Like he's looking way healthy out there. His skinnier dude was yakking like the way he stepped back, Marcus Smart and JT, bro. That was crazy, man. And he made that shot. That was crazy, bro, on the second one. But we seeing James Harden get back into his groove, and that's what I like. I'm not going to doubt them out because their first 3 games start out because this ain't the NFL where if you lose 3 off the rip, it really matters like that. We watched the Celtics be in a terrible position, come back and end up the East Conference Finals champs last year. So I'm not going to doubt the 76ers out because they still, you know what I'm saying, they got time to work. They got time to still come up on that.
See, the problem with him, though, is he dribbles the hell out of the ball. Like, let me give you a stat. The first opening night, he dribbled the ball 525 times. The next closest person was Steph Curry with 296. Think about that. Think about that. God. So he's dribbling the ball, the air out of the ball the whole time. And B can't get a rhythm. You got Tyrese Maxey.
That's crazy, bro.
They're starting Tyrese Maxey, who was supposed to be like the next upcoming star. He can't get the ball, so why are you starting? You might as well put him on the bench. And Tobias Harris is out there and just running, doing absolutely nothing. I don't blame him as much anymore because like how can he do anything? So I just don't like that.
He is like the fill-in player right now. Like he's not bad, but he ain't the best. He's a starter. That's what I'm saying. He's enough to gain a role of a starter to where if one of your big players is lacking, Tobias can come through. That's all he is. So he supposed to be just run down there, do what he's doing. Because like really, obviously, he really can't get no play time if Matisse Bull or whatever ain't even getting no ball. He ain't getting the ball. James Harden out there taking 500 dribbles for sure.
Bull getting DMP, bro.
Really? I didn't even know that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You say he what?
He's getting DMP'd.
Wow. Dang, for this game.
Another thing, I don't like how they're using PJ Tucker. I feel like Miami unlocked him a little bit. He was doing pick and rolls with people. He was cutting, doing lots of cuts. They just got him standing in the corner now again. Like we going back to the Houston Rockets, PJ Tucker. I feel like he can do a lot more, and I think he probably should have stayed with Miami.
He's a big defensive player, bro. Like, that's really what you want him on. You want him facilitating your defense, bro. And you want him putting your team like a shoe gamer because everybody know ain't nobody
I don't
messing
know.
with feet from the shoes in the locker, bro. No, no NBA, he got the hardest shoe collection out here.
True.
Yo, jump right on the court, you good.
But yeah, for sure, those teams are definitely disappointing. I mean, Lakers, I didn't really expect much from them, anyways. They kind of,
Exactly.
I was just like, whatever. I kind of expected them to kind of botch these first two games, whatever. And then the 76ers, I mean, they played the Celtics, followed it up with
Need the Bucks.
and then they shouldn't have lost to the Spurs, whatever fluke game. But to me, the Suns are definitely the most disappointing.
Really?
Luka went in there opening night. They should have lost that game.
They should have lost that game.
Damian
sure.
Lee at the end, whatever. And then Dame goes in there yesterday, I think, 2 days ago on Friday, and put them boys gave them an L. And then I think they got the Clippers tonight. I think the Clippers are definitely going to beat them. They just don't have that solidarity that they had, that camaraderie. I think
they're not number one this year. I know that they're not about to be 1 seed like we said. We're gonna
I
get
was
into
wrong.
that.
I was wrong on that for sure.
Let's go ahead.
Him and Monty are kind of going back and forth, and then he doesn't respect Chris Paul anymore. D Book, he looks nice. I mean, D Book's going to be D Book. CP looks kind of this year. We'll see. I mean, it's super early, but yeah, Suns. I don't expect them to be top 4 in the West, man.
Dang, top 4. Dang,
I think it might be like 5 or 6.
You might be right.
I agree with that.
All right, let's go to buy, sell, hold. We'll just jump right in. Will you guys buy, sell, or hold? Will the Lakers miss the playoffs if they don't make a trade? Anybody?
Absolutely. I'm buying it immediately.
I'm buying it.
I'm a hold. I'm a hold on that one. Because if they put Russ on the bench and have him run his own unit, I think that they can be formidable. I think they have a top 5 defense right now. I think if they just surround themselves with just like put Austin Reeves in the starting lineup and put Russ on the bench, I think we might see something. So I'm gonna hold on to it.
I'm not saying it because the offense don't have no structure. Like you could put Russ on the second team, but if he the only one doing anything on the second team, if he ain't got nothing to come off of from the first team, he can't come out there with no. They're trying to be no 10-point lead down, and they're expecting everything gonna be back on Russ. Well, he's supposed to be on the second team coming in, like they gonna blame him for not coming back on the 10-point lead that was there when he got in the game.
I think
and it's just like
more defense. I think the defense and offense. Like if you're giving up 100 points and scoring 100, and then you need a stop and you can't get a stop, like this, it doesn't work.
Not even scoring 100 though. Like our offense is trash, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Russ don't need to be on the bench, and we ain't doing it on offense in the first place. Like ain't nobody on the offense to facilitate nothing for real. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you said, LeBron and AD, they gonna be consistent or whatever, but we need more than that, bro. That's not enough. That's enough for them to both get like an 80 piece. That's about it.
Bro, AD having less than 8 rebounds is ridiculous. He
that
should
is all this dude on the team, but what, bro?
Off the rip. LeBron out rebounding AD. That's insane, dude. Like that does not make any sense. He needs to put his big ass down the block, bro, and box somebody out and get a fucking rebound, man.
Mm-hmm.
Up so many extra possessions on the offensive boards. Like, how are you gonna win games like that? First, you can't stop anybody, and then you give them chance after chance after chance after chance. Like they're gonna score some point. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. My biggest thing with him is he needs to get back on the block. He does his best when he's in the paint.
Yeah.
For some reason, he thinks he can spot up, shoot. He does like sidestep fadeaways. Like what? Like why are you taking these shots? Like literally after the Suns series, I think he's the worst jump shooter in the league statistically for like this last season. So like the fact that he's still taking jump shots is insane to me.
Dude, I definitely agree. But let's move on. Will the Pelicans be a top 6 team in the West? I'm gonna start off the rip. I'm gonna buy every stock of
buying it.
Top 4 actually.
I buy that for sure.
I'm buying it.
I'm
buying it Zion or not. I'm buying it Zion or not because Zion is they over the 6 time. They over succeeded if the Zion stays in for sure. Like the Pelicans are hard, bro. They really a good team right there. They stepping this year for sure.
They were dominant with Zion only dropping 16. I think BI is going crazy.
They made the play. They end up in the playoffs. Didn't they end up in the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they lost to the Suns in the first round.
Yeah, they ended up in the playoffs right after the end of getting TJ McCollum. They instantly looked like a way better team, dude. He didn't even take no time for him to have to fit in and like didn't work out no kinks. They came right in and he fit like they needed him to in their system.
That was a stat. I think they had like 20 games left when CJ came, and I think they won 18 out of like 20.
Literally, they went
They were going
18 out of
crazy.
went 18-2. I was like, that is crazy ball out. We was talking about that, I'm pretty sure.
They can literally do anything that you want. They can shoot, they can defend.
Everything.
Jonas Valanciunas and Zion down low, so many offensive rebounds. They out
They have
rebounded the Nets by like 30.
all of their
game.
all of their starters are two ways for real. If you think about it too, like that is crazy. All of them have like a two-way skill. Like it's so crazy, bro. Like they're actually really all around good at.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. All right, I guess we all agreed on that one. Buy, sell, hold. Are we going to be wrong about the Knicks having a bad year this year?
The Knicks are still gonna be decent, dude. They probably still might hit 5, 6 seed, but I'm not buying them. They might actually be good enough to not make the first round exit this year. That's about it. But that's even big saying that. They did look good against the Grizzlies, but I don't know. That's not really that's saying much. They ain't saying much because Grizzly ain't the team to beat still right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just a good game y'all almost got up on.
I'm a hold, but the only reason I'm a hold is because I don't know. In that Grizzlies game, RJ Barrett was forcing a lot of things, and I don't know how that dynamic between him and Jalen Brunson is going to be. I feel like Brunson fit in a lot better than I thought he would. I thought it would be like a little harder for him to fit in, but I liked how he was facilitating a little bit more. Shows that he's willing to like try to fit in. I just don't like how RJ Barrett was trying to force things. I think there was like overtime. He had forced a shot, and then Jalen Brunson got the rebound and got a dish for an open bucket that kept the game going. But him forcing things almost ended that game. They lost anyway, but you know, I don't like him making those type of decisions. So I'll hold on that, see how that fit goes.
Mel, what's the word?
I'm gonna buy a first round exit, if even that. I'm not really yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not even gonna hold on it. I'm just bad season.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna be rough. Lots of work to do on the chemistry with that squad, but once that chemistry gets made, though, once they form that chemistry, dangerous.
Like somebody else, bro. I'm just still not seeing the championship. I'm not seeing the Eastern Finals squad out of them still. Like it's just still they're a team full of decent players. Like this is not the team that's still putting on for New York to me yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't what you'll faith in yet for sure.
I don't think they're gonna do anything this year. I don't think anybody believes in Julius Randle, dude.
Nobody, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like
RJ Barrett, like he's a decent player, whatever. I don't think he's much of anything either. Jalen Brunson, he'll get you some buckets, whatever. And they have that nice dude from Atlanta off the bench that I really like. Cam Reddish. Is it Cam
I really
Reddish?
like
Cam Reddish.
They got Reddish. And I like Fournier too. Fournier is a really good player too. But this is it. They got good role players and stuff. They got players that need to be traded off. Like he's just y'all got some good players to get a first round pick with.
So whatever. But let's move on here. Buy, sell, hold. Will the 76ers go past the second round, or will they be a second round exit?
76ers, I'm taking them to if anything, I'm putting them to the Eastern Conference Finals again, for real. Because I just see them making it there, man. This James Harden, regardless of what they're looking like right now, they got a lot of structure to build up. Last year, they was still looking good, you know what I'm saying, because they was allowing everybody else to do what they needed to do. James Harden just looking like this right now. Another thing is because he's just now getting his feel back. He's as healthy as he's been since he's been to Brooklyn and everything. So I can see why they let him take the first 3 games to get his feel back and see how it actually plays out on court versus him training all off season. So that may just be one of the things we've seen Philly just letting him take control over to see, you know what I'm saying, if he still got his rhythm back before they get back into the way they really need to be moving things through like Matisse Bull down the court. So that's why I'm expecting to see a big season come back from them.
I'm a buy that they're a second round exit. I think that they'll probably finish 4 or 5. And if they finish 4 or 5, that means in the second round they'll face either the Celtics or the Bucks. So I think they'll be 1 or 2. So I don't think they can beat either one of those teams. So I think they're a second round exit.
I see them beating the Bucks, not the Celtics.
No. I'm gonna hold on it. I'm gonna hold on that just because you never want to count out James Harden, right? You know, he has the ability at any moment to just become a monster. He can turn any game around, any series around. We've seen it happen, but
I want to see push him, but like, you know what I'm saying? But like, he can do that with Philly right now, man. We need Embiid to be on his best behavior, bro. We need Embiid to be on B level, bro. And that's all they need, bro. Like the James Harden we see right now is getting that Houston look. and all the other pieces around him just gonna complement that too. Like honestly, there's no reason he needs to be anything higher than the Eastern Conference Finals this year to me.
Buy, sell, hold. Are Luka and Jokic overrated?
I want to hear your point, Illy. Let me hear you.
Dude, to me, I definitely sell this. I don't think they're overrated at all. Luka and Jokic. I mean, Jokic coming off 2 MVPs. It's really hard to say that he's overrated. I held down the
Literally.
floor.
Watching that boy literally. Oh, go ahead.
He's been proving himself, and then Luka. I mean, dude, Luka. If Luka's gonna take over the league, like
Literally
Luka
though,
on the league, and like
that boy Mike. He like Mike out here.
within the next. Sure, he's going to get a championship. So I don't think they're overrated at all. Luka, I guess you could put if he doesn't have an MVP and we all treat him like he's an MVP. I guess if you want to say he's overrated that way, but Luka and Jokic are definitely not overrated. They are for real.
Absolutely not overrated. On God, dude. They literally both put out there. Luka has not even had a solid all-star duo team yet. Kristaps Porzingis is supposed to be that. He ended up flopping. Luka has literally single-handedly been dominating the West without an actual, you know what I'm saying, LeBron to his AD, a Klay Thompson, Steph character. He has not had that yet, not once. And even in the offseason, they only added him Christian Woods. Like, you know what I'm saying? They have not even given that man, they have not given him the talent he actually deserves to have on the Mavericks for them to already have pushed. They shouldn't have pushed the Western Conference Finals without that type of, like, you know what I'm saying, without that type of player behind him. But Luka literally made that happen and literally made the last year championship final team look crazy stupid, like on that 4-2 on that comeback series last year. So to say that he's a flop is literally disrespectful. Jokic too. Jokic without Jamal Murray is still, and even with their little quirks as a team, he still made a way to literally dominate as a big man and be able to come out there and gas every single night through all them games and get your team top 5 in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, in the Western Conference. That is a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely for a big man like that, it's hard to stay that healthy. It's hard to keep on, make sure your body is not giving up on you being that big and being that agile and being able to move around the court like that back and forth on a nightly basis. But to say that a flop, that's disrespect to that man's hard work in the gym every night.
Thanks.
We can move on.
You agree, Khalid?
Yeah, I'll agree. We can finish with the Bulls thing.
I bet.
We'll make it quick.
You guys know I'm from Chicago, so this is kind of near and dear to my heart here. How concerning are Lonzo and Zach Lavine's knee injuries? Khalid, go ahead and start.
It's really concerning. The Bulls are not that good without Lonzo, and that's proven. They were 27-13 last year before he got hurt, and then they were 19-23 after he got hurt. So they were, and I think they were number 1 in the East before he got hurt. So, and for Lonzo, it's actually really scary. He tore his meniscus in 2018. Then he had a knee injury in 2021. He tore his meniscus back in January. He had surgery for that in January. And as recently as September, he's talking about he can't run, he can't jump. It hurts to go upstairs. Like, that's really concerning. Like he might have some arthritis in his knee this young in his career. And that's not that you really do not want to hear that. His career could be over. And I think he was a really good budding star. For Zach Lavine, that's really concerning as well because he had knee injuries last year, and to start the season off already with some knee injuries or a knee soreness or whatever he got going on, that's not what you want to hear as well. So it's not really looking good for them.
It's not looking good at all, dude. And that's the top players, man. You can't. DeMar DeRozan only can get you so far without having those two players behind you. You know what I'm saying? Those two players, especially Zach Lavine, complimented DeMar DeRozan so good because Zach Lavine can sit out there and ball on the perimeter line and allow, you know what I'm saying, DeMar DeRozan to take over in the inside and the mid-range. Like, you just need those complementary pieces. You need Lonzo Ball's defense out there and not cute in order for the defense to facilitate the way it does. And it's hard for the Chicago to be able to maintain it. Definitely in the Eastern Conference where we got all these big shooters and stuff now. You know what I'm saying, floating around. Like, you need those type of players right there. And you know what I'm saying, that's on top of their game to give you an edge over your conference.
You agree?
Yeah, wait, let me just throw this in there. I feel like Lonzo is, like you said, super concerning. This dude hasn't been out on the court for a year. I don't know what he's been doing outside of like, you know, with the Bulls. Can he even like put up shots? Can he even like run down a court? Can he get any conditioning in? I mean,
Thank you for watching The Baller Method. If you liked what you saw or heard, please like, comment, and share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.